Hello friends, welcome to Shiksharthi. In this video, we'll be talking about numbers, and under the head of numbers, we are going to talk about how to convert a recurring decimal into a fraction. So let's start. Now when I say how to convert a recurring decimal into a fraction, what I'm basically talking about is how to convert any given recurring decimal into a fraction of the form wherein the numerator is an integer and the denominator also is a non-zero integer. Right? When I say this, I am basically talking about a rational number. So how to convert a recurring decimal into a rational number. Okay. So the first example that I have taken variety of examples here. So first we will talk about the basic concepts, then we will take it to a next level. Okay, so this is the first example that I have taken here is, so you will see that immediately after the decimal point, I am taking the recurring decimal digit. Here there is one gap in between. So if I say here in the first case, the recurring decimal digit starts immediately after the decimal point. Here the recurring decimal digit starts after a point, after one digit in between, and this one digit in between we will call it as a terminating decimal digit. Why are we calling it as a terminating decimal digit? Because it comes after a decimal point and it doesn't have a recurring sign over it. Okay. Then the third example that I have taken here is, you will see that I have taken two recurring decimal digits, and then between the decimal point and the two recurring decimal digits, I have taken one terminating decimal digit. So let's start. Before we begin, let us first try and understand the concept behind this. Now, what is the concept here? Let us say that there is a recurring decimal x that has been given to you. Let's say here that we have assumed that the value of x here is 2.3 bar. Okay, now what is the first step that you are supposed to do? You are first supposed to count the number of terminating decimal digits. I repeat, the first step says you will count the number of terminating decimal digits. For example, in this case, there are no terminating decimal digits. In this case, there is one terminating decimal digit. And in this case, there is one terminating decimal digit. Here there are two, here there are none. So let us say that you have t terminating decimal digits in x. So the first step, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to multiply this x with 10 to the power t. You are supposed to multiply this x with 10 to the power t. What is your objective here? The objective here is, let the recurring decimal come closest to the decimal point. Now how will a recurring decimal come closest to the decimal point? Because there may or may not be any other digit in between, decimal digit in between. So in order to let the recurring decimal digit come closest to the decimal point, you need to count the number of terminating decimal digits and then multiply it by the given question, if the question is x. Now thereafter, you need to count, so point number B now. You need to shift the recurring decimal by those many places as many recurring decimal digits. RD here is recurring decimal and TD would be terminating decimal. So when I am saying T, so we are basically talking about terminating decimal digits, and here R denotes what? Recurring decimal digits is what we are talking about. So here, how many recurring decimal digits do I have? 1, here also 1, here 2, here 1, and here in this case we are having 3. So now what you are supposed to do? Once I have counted that there are R recurring decimal digits in the given question, the question here is x. So I have to multiply A, which is the result in A, by 10 to the power r, which is just like saying I need to do what? This is just like saying x into 10 to the power r into 10 to the power t is what you are supposed to do finally. Once you have done this, then you need to take it to a next level. Now what is the next level? You have to terminate. You have to terminate the recurring decimal. How do I terminate the recurring decimal? I need to subtract a from b. I repeat, in order to terminate the recurring decimal digits, I need to subtract a from b. Now when I am doing this, what will I get? I'll say this is nothing but x into 10 to the power r into 10 to the power t minus x into 10 to the power t. So from here, I'll get what? I'll get x as common into 10 to the power t, right? And inside the brackets, I get 10 to the power r minus 1. This is what you get finally. We will see how to take this forward with the help of some examples. Now this is the basic thing that you are supposed to do. Is this understandable? Okay, so now once you have done this, this is just like saying you are getting, this is b minus a. So what will be the value of x from here? The value from x from here is what we are going to find out in few minutes. So let us take the first example here. How many terminating digits, decimal digits do we have? None. So point number A is already taken care of in the question. Now count the number of recurring decimal digits. There are 1. So multiply this with 10 to the power 1 is what we have done. And then you subtract x, which is part A. So can I say this was A, this is B, and then eventually what are we doing? We are doing B minus A. Now once you have done b minus a, you are getting what? 9 to the power x is basically what? 23 minus 2, and you get the value of x as 23 minus 2 upon 9. Now your question here may be, why have I not written it in the simplest form of a fraction? What is the simplest form of a fraction? In which the numerator and the denominator have no other common factor other than 1. So there is a reason behind this. So we'll come down to that reason in few minutes. Then the second example that I have taken here is 12.23, where 3 is the recurring decimal digit. Now in this case, what am I supposed to do? I'll follow the same modus operandi. Let us say this is A. Now count the number of terminating decimal digits. How many of them? Only one of them. So what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to multiply y here instead of x. Now it becomes y with 10 to the power 1, which you have already done now. Now you bring the recurring decimal digit closest to the decimal point is what we have done. Once you have taken care of this, now count the number of recurring decimal digits, which are only 1. So now further you multiply this thing with 10 to the power r, which is 10 to the power r. Incidentally, the value of 10 to the power r here is what? 1. So we do the same, and thereafter, once I have done this, once you have taken care of b part, then what do? You are supposed to subtract a from b. Once you do this, you are able to get this, and then eventually you get this form of a fraction. As discussed earlier, there is a reason why am I leaving it as such and not converting it into a simplest form of a fraction. And the same thing I will do with this example. So once you have learnt the basics, now I can always focus on accuracy and speed both. Once you have learnt the method accurately, now the next focus here is on accuracy and speed both. Okay, so anyway, now here I know that the value of t. So now I'll talk specifically. What is the value of t here? The value of t here is 2. What is the value of r? The value of r here is 1. Right? So in total, you are supposed to multiply it by how many zeros? You are supposed to multiply it by 3 zeros. How? Because using the rule of indices, I can say 10 to the power r into 10 to the power t is nothing but 10 to the power r plus t. So I can directly jump on this step, and then thereafter I can subtract what? What am I supposed to subtract from here? Okay, so now if I have written, let us see the first step. The first step here was I was supposed to bring, I hope I took the value of, now just to revise, the value of t here is 1 and the value of r here is 2. Right? Please update yourself as far as these values are concerned. So once you have done this, now for the first step I was supposed to just multiply it by 10 to the power t, which is 10 to the power 1. Once you have done this, now you can subtract this and you get this as the answer. As a take home, you can always convert this into a fraction. But what is the objective of leaving this as a fraction? We'll just identify it in few minutes. Now the moment the question is given to me, let us say this is the question that is given to me. And let us say that I have to convert this into a numerator divided by a denominator such that both numerator and denominators are non-zero integers. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? Let us understand that from here. So we are now taking it to a next level, which is, we have already completed the basics and now we are talking about the final concept, after which we take it to the application stage. So let us say that this is the recurring number that has been given to you. Right? Once this has been given to you, now what am I supposed to do? You are supposed to take the number as it is. Forget the decimal point in between and take the number as it is. If you see here, what did we get in the numerator finally? We got 23 minus 2. So take the number as it is. In all these examples, take the number as it is. 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2, 3. And here take the number as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the same thing I'll do here. How to get the numerator here? 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Take the digits as it is, forgetting the decimal point in between. Take the digits as it is. Now, which digits am I talking about? The digits given in the number, the non-integer. From here, you are going to subtract what? Here, what did I subtract? I had subtracted a 2 from here. Here, what was subtracted? Here, 122 was subtracted. Here, what was subtracted? 1, 2, 3, 1 was subtracted. From here you get a hint. What am I supposed to subtract here? From the given digits, the digits that you had taken. Take all the digits in the same order as you have taken. From here subtract the non-recurring digits as it is in the same order. From this number you subtract the non-recurring digits as it is in the same order. So when you are doing this, take the order 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. This is your numerator. Okay, not talking about the denominator. So here you would see that in the denominator you got 1, 9. Here in the denominator you got 1, 9 followed by a 0. Here in the denominator you got what? You got 2 9s followed by 1 0. Let me first say here the this is t is 0 and here the value of r is 1. Now in this case the value of t is 1 and the value of r also is 1. I'll just write it here. The value of t here is 0 and the value of r here is 1 in this example that I have taken. In this example that I have taken, the value of t, the terminating decimal digits are 2 and the recurring decimal digits are 1. Here the terminating decimal digits are 0 and the recurring digits are 3. So from here you get a faint idea. What is the faint idea? In the denominator you will have those many nines as many recurring decimal digits. I repeat, in the denominator you will have those many nines. The denominator starts with nines only and you will have those many nines as many recurring decimal digits. Here how many recurring decimal digits do you have? So you will have only 1 9. And how many terminating decimal digits do you have? 2. So 9 followed by 2 zeros. Just for the sake of revision, in the denominator the answer that you are going to get will be 9 followed by zeros. Right? So how many nines? How will you decide the number of nines? The number of nines will be decided by the number of recurring decimal digits. and how many zeros thereafter. The number of zeros will be decided by the number of terminating decimal digits. So then you can write down the answer as I have written down the answer in the same format, so that you are able to revise what is the method that you are using, and then you can reduce it to the simplest fraction yourself. That means now when I am taking the basics to the next level, this is the basic way of doing it, and this is the best way of doing it. As I have always been talking about, broadly there are only two ways of attempting a question, or you can say at least two ways of attempting a question, wherein one is the basic way and the best way comes out of the basic way only, is what we have done here. Similarly, if I have to use the same logic as we have been discussing in the last few minutes, I'll say what the numerator upon the denominator will be how much? This is write down the digits as it is. From here you subtract the non-recurring digits as it is in the same order, followed by those many 9s as many recurring decimal digits, and 9 followed by those many zeros as many terminating. So if you have no terminating decimal digit, 9 will not be followed by any zero. I hope you understood this. Last but not the least, so how can a recurring decimal be formed? So you will see that this is one example that I have taken, let's say 2.03 bar. Now this has to be understood as 2.03333 and 3 continues. But can I have a recurring decimal that ends on a terminating decimal? I mean, you have a recurring decimal first followed by, a recurring decimal digit first followed by a non-recurring decimal digit, which is a terminating decimal digit here. No, you cannot. So this format is absolutely incorrect. This is the only format that you can have for a recurring decimal, right? If you think that something very, very interesting has been discussed in this video, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. If you have already done so, click on the bell icon and select all so that you start receiving updates from us. If you want us to do some specific videos on specific topics, please do comment in the comment section. Thank you so much. Until next we meet, goodbye.